And I call the member for Menzies.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The ageing of the population, which is happening relatively rapidly at the present time, is one of the most significant demographic changes that has occurred historically. It's a significant achievement because of a number of factors, including the great improvements in sanitation in countries like Australia, but elsewhere around the world a century ago, the huge improvements in maternal and child health, again from about a century ago, which meant that tragically in the past so many women giving birth died in childbirth, or children died in childbirth or soon after. And then, of course, in the second half of last century, the rapid advances in medication, in surgery and in the development of pharmaceuticals. So the ageing of the population is a very significant human achievement. But it also brings with us many challenges. Obviously, the impact on the workforce in future years, the fact that, comparatively speaking, there will be less workers than there are dependents because of many more people who are old of age who have left the workforce. There'll be impact in terms of the healthcare system at both a Commonwealth, state and territory level in this country. And finally, there's the impact in terms of aged care. We see that over a period of some 2 decades there'll be a doubling of the number, indeed the proportion of people over 65 in this country, and indeed the fastest growing cohort of the population currently are people aged 80 and above. It's estimated, for example, that by 2040 there'll be something like 40,000 Australians aged 100 years and over, and by 2050 that number will have exceeded 50,000 Australians. So these are significant challenges in relation to the population generally. I was pleased in this context to visit and participate in the opening of a new wing of Willow Brae Aged Care Home, one of the new modern aged care homes in my electorate. I recall that when I first came to this place, I think there was only about 200 aged care places in the whole of my electorate. When you think about the numbers that are required in the future, then you can see that there's been this rapid changing in terms of the aged care population, and this is something which will need to grow in the future regardless of who happens to be in government here in Canberra. I can also welcome in this context the new Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission, which is to operate from the 1st of January 2019. It's there to enhance and protect the quality of life, the safety, the health and the well-being of people in aged care, whether they're in aged care homes residentially or they're receiving aged care within the community. This is a significant reform and one of the ongoing reforms which has been driven by the current Aged Care Minister, Ken Wyatt, and I congratulate him on that regard.